Yo, you're tuned into Condor Online, or Condor Online. My name's Royzy Rothschild. This is the Shakedown. And with my main man, he goes by the name of DJ Too Kind.
Yes.
Or
yes.
Mervyn Lynch, as some people might know.
That's the government edition.
Legend in Liverpool City. I've just found out how much more of a legend my guy is. I didn't even know that he was at a record shop and things like that. So we're going to get into that now. But first thing I want to ask is, obviously, your name's Mervyn. Why are you called Too Kind? I want to know.
Okay. Funny enough, I'd actually started MCing before I had the name, as most people are. You start MCing and then you're trying to find the name. You don't know, you're trying to pick what your name is. And then, way back in the day, we used to go out as a crew. We used to call it a posse move back then, because you'd go out like 25 years into town.
Where are you from though, originally?
Me, Liverpool 8.
Toxic.
Yeah. So all of us would go out, and then at 2 o'clock when the club would finish, or wherever we were at would finish, we'd all head down to just like a chippy or so. This is before.
How old was you when you was going to the club?
I wasn't old enough to be in the club.
Was it, you know?
No. But anyway, so we'd all just move en masse going into it, like this chippy say. And because there was 20 people, and because we were just young and a bit stupid, people wouldn't care who was in the queue. You just badged the front of the queue kind of thing. But one time we all done it, and I just joined the queue at the back, and a good friend of mine, Abdi, pick up Abdi, he was like, "Mate, you're too kind.
Yeah.
You're too kind, man." And I thought,
that's the rap
I'm
name.
gonna use that for the name.
That's mad, that.
So
the way it just came
so
like
it became just MC Too Kind. With a 2 though, obviously, not with T-double-O, so it was number 2 and K-I-N-D.
And it stuck for like 20
and that is
plus years.
And it became from MC Too Kind to being DJ Too Kind.
So let's talk a little bit about MC Too Kind.
MC Too Kind.
So I've just been explaining to my guy that back in 2001, for some reason I actually thought I was the only rapper in the city. There was no internet, plus I didn't even know there was a rap like family in the city, do you get me? I didn't even know it existed at all. Like at the time I was living in Fazakerley.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no rapping going on in Fazakerley, you know what I mean? So I was kind of alienated with that. But then someone said to me, no, you're not the only rappers in the city, you got to check these guys out. These are first in command. And little did I know that 21 years later, was it no? 18 years later I'd be interviewing, you know what I mean? So how did this come about, first in command?
Well, what it was, I was at school and I left school early because something happened. So I left school a little bit early and joined these YTS schemes used to have back in the day. And as soon as I walked in, I saw an old friend of mine. When I say old friend of mine, obviously I was only 16, 17 at the time, but a friend that I knew from when we were 9. Yeah. And his name's Mensa.
I know Mensa.
You know Mensa?
Yeah.
So walked in, I was like, oh, yo, Mensa. And then at the time he was listening to, now I don't know whether it was Sarah Compton album or he was listening to De La Soul. But anyway, he was onto like the latest. I was into hip hop at the time, but he was onto it. So he passed me like this Tough Crew, a few albums, Tough Crew. I don't know if you heard the Tough Crew, but if you ask anyone from Philadelphia, they'll tell you about Tough Crew from way back, and they were just incredible.
One thing I always admit if I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he'd pass me the music and I'd be listening to music, and then we used to go to a community centre that was called Charles Walton Centre, but this is before community centre had decks or anything. This was like, and they had a drum kit on the top floor. And Mensa's a good drummer.
I didn't know that. I just thought he made beats.
Better than the beats on. And he'd be hitting the drums, and then I'd try and drum from scratch, but I was shit. Like, I think I put it down to the fact I'm a left-handed and drums got to be moved around for lefties, so that's my excuse anyway. But I wasn't that good. But they had a mic there, a little speaker, so I'd just be rhyming Tough Crew lyrics or whatever lyrics I knew. I'd just be rhyming over his drumming. And then I got on and thought, I wonder if I can just do some of my own rhymes over like a beat, like an instrumental. And I remember I wrote my first rap over a main source beat. The track was called Watch Roger Do His Thing, and showed it to Mensa. We went to the little studio that they had in Charles Walton Centre, and I was like, just rap. But the first time I'd done it, I had to have all the lights off. I wouldn't rhyme in front of anyone.
What was that? Was that anxiety, confidence,
I think,
or?
yeah, it's just like, you're just embarrassed to be rapping for bad people looking at you, so I was like, switch all the lights off. So I switched the lights off and I was rhyming, and Menz was like, yeah. So we said, find another instrumental, and then he said, I'll do a verse. He does a verse, I do a verse, like that. So we done a couple of them, and it sounded good, put them on tape. I can't remember where we taped it. But then Mensa got a little, at the time, the computers at the time were like, this is before your time, so I think they were Atari STs or something. And he got this program for it that let him sample just little snippets.
That's long, that, bro. So, Atari.
Atari, yeah. It wasn't like the Atari console,
yeah.
but it was like the next one up that had key, like letters on it, but it was still at Atari. And then he started making beats. We started doing our own rhymes. So we'd sit together. Well, we tried to sit together and write rhymes, but that is impossible because all you end up doing is just smoking weed and telling jokes. So we won't do that anymore. So we went off. So we'd think of a concept. We'd go away, write our verses, normally 16, 2/8. Then we'd come back and we'd record it. And then at the time, we started hooking up with people like DJ Ola Bean, and he had a little crew that were called Bad Company.
What were they called?
Bad Company.
Bad Company.
So that was like Ola Bean, because Ola Bean, even back then, was just an incredible DJ. Like, ridiculous. And he actually represented, well, he went to the UK finals at the DMC back in 89, 90.
Yeah.
There's another group that were called Live Tribe, that was Olo One and DJ Live. There was a guy called Yao, not Yao from that we know from Lymph, but another Yao. What was his group? I can't even. And DJ Kofi. So we were just MCing all together at a couple of little shows here and there, park shows or whatever. And then a few of our little demos got to a couple of labels, and there was a bit of interest. And one of the people, funny enough, because we all know Freebeat Records, and we all know Freebeat Records has got like
3B in town.
But they've got a label as well, Style OG. Many UK artists. I don't know if Skepta's one of the artists, but they've got a lot of UK artists now. But we were one of the first ever rap groups. No, we were the first rap group to sign to them. This is going back in the 90s. Yeah.
I didn't know they were going for that long.
They've been going. They had a label then, because the record shop was huge. This was around when Cream was like big and all that kind of stuff. But they had the record label with house music on it. Because they heard of us, they were like,
snap them up.
Okay, let's So they sent us off to a studio in Lark Lane called Pink Studios. That's where the Liverpool rap was recorded. I mean, there was probably a lot better songs recorded there than Liverpool rap, but is that
still going? No, I didn't think so.
So we went in there, recorded this track, we loved it, sent it off to them. They said, okay, come back in the studio 2 weeks later, a week later. And we got in there, we've got an engineer in, and he's a producer in, and he's redone the track. It sounds amazing. Have a listen to it. So we sit down in the studio, and we were like, what is this? It was just not, because we were hip hop kids. This wasn't hip hop music. And now sometimes I think, I wonder if that guy would end up being like one of the biggest producers in the world. Because we just said no. And that was the end of our relationship with Freebeat. And then a few years later, into that, we start having kids, and when I had a daughter, and life gets in the way.
It does.
But and then, funny enough, 5-6 years ago, a label picks up the demo. It's a label that specialises in vinyl.
Red Herring.
Chopped Herring.
Oh, Chopped Herring, that's it, sorry.
Close.
Yeah.
And
I do try and pay attention.
And he loved it. So big up to Bob and Chopped Herring, and he loved it and signed it, and we got a nice little bit of change out of it, and it's sold out. They done a limited run of X amount of copies. But the people who subscribed to Chopped Herring are loyal people, and they know the stuff. So it was even more flattering, the fact that all the vinyl sold out. I was looking on Discogs the other day, and people bought them to sell them, and they're like 40.
It's not about the money though, is it?
No,
let's be honest.
It was nice. The best thing about it, because we always said how good it was, and people used to say how good it was, and people used to call it like it was the best unreleased UK hip hop album, and all that them kind of things that people used to call it. but we knew it was good, not being modest, we just knew it was good. So it was great that like 15 years later, nearly 20 years later, a label's picked it up
and
put it out.
Yeah.
Which was testament to fact. And you mentioned earlier about lyrics.
Yeah.
See, what if you listen to the album musically, it's everything that we were influenced by the time. So it was.
No, I've noticed that, you know, like
rock, it sounds like hieroglyphics. It sounds like daylight. It sounds like trap. It's got elements of all that. But the accents, as you said, because we said we don't care, and even our flows and the cadences of the flows, they were American type, the way we structured them.
Yeah.
But we refused to drop our accents.
Yeah.
So when we done a show in London one time at a club called the Borderline, which is a big hip hop club in the 90s, we were on Choice FM. Went down, Steve 279, pick up to him, put us on. We were gassed because we knew that like. The week before, Redman had been in that studio, and he was he'd been in the studio the week before. The members of the Wu-Tang were in the week before that, so we were on Choice FM doing an interview, done the Borderline. Excuse me, but we could tell that the London crowd just could not accept the accents.
Yeah. They still can't, no?
I mean, they're slowly coming round. Obviously, big up to A-Star and Trends and all that. They're slowly coming around now, but. And we used to have a skit on the album that was a Westwood skit, and that's all to pick up to D-Fresh on that one because it was just D-Fresh impersonating Westwood talking to a bunch of different people. But that's all they used to talk about, and we were like, there's like 15 big joints on there. No, you talk about this one skit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then just, as I say, it was nice now to look back. I've got a couple of copies at home, and all we ever wanted, because we were vinyl junkies, we loved buying vinyl.
You wanted your material on vinyl?
Every penny, any penny I had on records, vinyl. It was just up there on the wall. Just it's just nice. It's a nice thing.
I want mine on vinyl, so I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Because in order to get your record on vinyl, someone's got to really care about it. Do you know what I mean? Someone's got to really care about it.
It costs like what is it? For 100 copies, it costs over £500.
Yeah, it's a cost. So no one does it lightly.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So,
it's a big thing, big move, mate.
Yeah. History.
It is. It is Liverpool hip hop history.
We're the first Liverpool hip hop group to release an album.
I can believe that.
Before us was a group called Bantu. Big up to them as well.
I think I've heard them. I haven't heard the music. I've heard.
They only released one single.
They've been mentioned.
They were the first to release a single, and we were the first to actually do an album. Right?
Do you know how many years I've been going for before I released an album?
Go
on. 15.
15 years before you actually put an album out.
Yeah. I've released 16 mixtapes.
That's hard work. Hard work.
Mixtape after mixtape, never released an album. And things only started to change for me when I released real music.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Well, our stuff was pre mixtape time. Mixtapes when we were doing it were literally mixtapes that you'd record in. We'd go to Ola Beans and record a mixtape, and no one but us would get a chance to hear it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy now. Like we'd rhyme over known beats. But we wouldn't then start putting that out in the street.
Yeah.
We'd wait until we went in the studio, made the beat, and then we'd put it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how times change.
No.
People have put a video out and everything over a beat that's not even theirs, which I find.
It's madness, isn't it? It is now.
It seems like a total waste of energy because it's not even yours to begin with. But I
know what you're saying.
This is the sign of the times.
Yeah.
Kraft and Conan mightn't have been as big if it wasn't for when they done the Otis thing. So you never know.
Do you know what? I don't really listen to Kraft and Conan, but I have heard them. Yeah.
They done a rhyme over Otis and it went mad, and then
Jay-Z's Otis.
Yeah.
And Kanye West. Yeah.
So I can't say it's not the right way because they done it in a way that helped them.
Helped them career. I have heard of them, so that's good news for them. Right, lyrical compact. Right, you've talked heavy about this. This obviously means something to you in a big way. So I'll let you lead with how did it come about? What is it about? I've heard it loads from different people, but I'm still trying to find out
what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when I first mentioned before about the different crews, First Command, Bad Company, Large Tribe, but I didn't mention Lyrical Compact, so they were another. So me and Mensa were like rappers, producer. That's what I was saying. I should say for our album, Mensa produced all the beats.
Yeah.
and he's just, and you know, people talk about producer rappers. I've never heard a producer who can rap like Mensa, but anyway, so big up to Mensa. So anyway, we used to have a collective called the Pool Stable.
Yeah.
And within that was all the different artists and groups.
So would you say that was kind of a label?
It wasn't a label because we never had any records out. It was a collective.
Well, it's
so you know, so you'd have, so back in the day you'd have, you know, Native Tongues, or you'd have, you know, Flavor Unit, or you'd have, you know, you'd have Digging in the Crates, which were a collective of different artists. Our collective was called Pool Stable. Yeah. So all the people I mentioned before were in the Pool Stable. Yeah. And Lyrical Compact, who was D Fresh, so he was a DJ and he was dancers. Yeah. Back then, dancing was cool to dance. Yeah, yeah. So you'd have hip hop dancers and a DJ. So that was actually part of the Pool Stable group. But then as the DJing became more popular, because we used to do like parties that we used to go into, so if someone had moved into a house or about to move out of a house, we'd go into that house, set up speakers, set up decks. Yeah, house party, kid and play like that. Yeah. And we'd charge on the door, we'd get our own bar and we'd make money off that. Yeah. And every time we got a bit more money, we get a bit more equipment and stuff like that, buy more records. And that became really popular. So we just kept the name Lyrical Compact, because if you think about it, because even though it's a DJ collective called Lyrical Compact, it's not really a lyrical thing because it's DJs, but we kept it, and that's why it's still called Lyrical Compact. So as the house parties got more and more popular, we'd get people from Manchester, mainly Northwest, so Manchester, Leeds, Bradford, inviting us, because people would come to Liverpool, the clubs would shut at 2 o'clock, and then they head down to whatever, what we used to call a blues party. So a blues party was an after hours party. Illegal really. Yeah. Because it was in the LA Triangle, the police would just let us do it. Yeah, yeah. But, and we'd get in there at 2 o'clock, and it wouldn't finish till 6, 7 o'clock. And this was either in an old shop, or an old flat, or whatever. And people from Manchester and London that would come to Liverpool, as soon as 2 o'clock comes, they just head down to the latest blues. But there was the sort of most legendary blues place was a place called Spices, which was underneath a record shop, and it was legendary, one of the heaviest sound systems. And the thing is, you'd be in there, right? It'd be dark, it'd be hot, it'd be smoky, it'll be loud.
Yeah, you used to be able to smoke back then as well. Yeah, so extra smoke.
Well, you could do anything in these places because they weren't licensed places. Oh yeah. But people loved them, and and so Lyrical Compact then. So people was like, "Who's DJing there? It's Lyrical Compact. Can they come and DJ at this place? Can they come and DJ?" Yeah. And then for the next 10, 15 years, we promoted our own shows in Liverpool. We brought big up to Spycatcher because he helped bring Tim Westwood to Liverpool for the first ever time. Yeah. Trevor Nelson to Liverpool for the first ever time. We play alongside some massive DJs like Rampage, loads of the Brown Sugar Crew. So we'd and as you mentioned before, I only got recently reminded we played on the same gig as Destiny's Child.
Yeah. I just mentioned that then.
You know, that's mad, insane. And yeah, so we'd go regularly most weekends because we never had the residency in town because town wasn't ready for what we done. Because before we done what we done, DJs would play a song, talk, play a song, play a song, or if you weren't talking, they just play a song, wait till the end, play a song. Yeah. But because we had that hip hop background, we were the first to start going, right, so we're gonna mix that with that. Yeah. Mix that with that, and people just loved it because that was a new thing then. Yeah. It wasn't new as far as hip hop acts goes. Yeah. But it was new as far as clubs go. Yeah. So yeah, and then I say we just done so many shows, went to a lot of great places up and down the country, got a lot of recognition, and people still talk. And we're still playing. Like this Saturday, we're doing a jam as Lyrical Compact. We still get together every now and then.
That's just madness, isn't it?
You know what I mean? And people know the name, so if you're of a certain age.
So how many years has it been going for now? Over 25.
Lyrical Compact started, it's almost 30 years. It started in around 1989, 1990. And 30 years later, even though we're all doing our own individual thing, and we've got residencies and got places that we do, blah, 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 but we still every now and again get together as Lyrical Compact. And people who went out back then, over the last 30 years, excuse me, will be like, okay, Lyrical Compact's playing. They know that we'll be playing Biggie, you know, we're going to be playing 112, we're going to be playing all those classics, Mary J, we'll be playing them. And that's the generation, that hip-hop R&B generation. And that is Lyrical Compact.
That's madness. Like I say, I've heard Lyrical Compact mentioned a few times.
Yeah.
Not just from yourself, from other people as well. I did always wonder what it was.
So it's Ola Bean, D-Fresh, and Too Kind.
Too Kind. And you've been up and down the country with it.
All over. I mean,
Smashed
Ola
it.
Bean's been to South Africa with it. D-Fresh went to Moscow with it. It's been great. It's great.
What are some of the highlights then? Obviously as an artist and as a DJ. Obviously Lyrical Compact is a highlight.
Yeah, I mean, as an artist, as a rapper from back in the day, probably when I mentioned going down to London to the Borderline Club, that was special. Do you know what I mean? That was great. And then obviously the biggest achievement came later, 15 years later when we dropped the album. That was great, and the response from all over the world about that was great. Because obviously, Chopped Heaven's got subscribers all over the world, so our records were going to Japan, they were going to Germany, they were going to everywhere.
Mexico,
so
everywhere.
Getting feedback off that was nice. As a DJ, I've had loads. Like we used to promote an event called Bounce. As I mentioned, we brought Trent Wilson here. I've been lucky enough to support like people like The Game, Public Enemy, De La Soul, Farside, Mobb Deep, flipping Redman, Method Man. Big up to Paddy from No Faking because he's made that link constantly all the time, right up until now. Do you know what I mean?
Shout out Paddy.
Shout out Paddy, yeah, Ilson. So yeah, as a DJ, and it's just been, I've been lucky. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong.
I don't think you have.
Well,
I don't think.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
There's no such thing as luck. You've worked your ass off, and you've got yourself into positions where you've been able to create opportunities for yourself.
No, I appreciate that.
Do you get me?
So no, I haven't been lucky. I've been talented.
Do you get me? Do you get me? You worked your ass off, lad, to get all this stuff.
No,
do you get me?
Saying, but I feel
you feel blessed
that
you've had the opportunity.
And don't get me wrong, and a lot of people don't even know this, but I've worked full time for 30 years. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I have not. It's not like this is my life and this is what I get, because I know people who have tried to make it the life. It hasn't been well.
Struggled.
It's been hard for them. And maybe I could have took it to a next level. Yeah. By, like, but when you have a job that pays you well and that you enjoy. Yeah. You don't want to, I've worked.
But that's the thing. If you enjoy it, it's not a job.
So I'm balancing them both is difficult. It's hard.
You're doing well.
But
you're managing to do it all.
I'm comfortable.
Right. Static Records. Let's go into this.
Static Records.
Yeah. So you used to own a record shop. Where was it based?
Right. It was based. I'll tell you that. I'll try and make it short because I know I've been waffling on, but like I mentioned before, one of my biggest loves all my life, well, ever since I had money in my pocket, was to buying records. I love buying records.
So you're hating the current climate now of iTunes?
I've got nothing to do if I go to town and buy clothes, and I'm not, I don't get excited about fashion as such. So anyway, if I went to town, it'd be to buy records. If I went to a different city, I'd find a record shop. If I went to a different country, I'd find a record shop. It was so, and I've got thousands of records at home. My collections. It's recently come down from the loft and it's got a home now. Nice private place in. If you go into DJ Too Kind, I'll post it up at one point. So we were in the Palace. Do you ever remember the Palace?
The Palace, no.
Remember Quiggins?
I remember Quiggins,
It was like a building that had shops inside.
I remember it.
There was a version called the Palace that was on Slater Street where Zoo Club used to be and all that.
Zoo Club.
Crazy enough, in that very same spot. Yeah. So I was there and it had loads of shops in it. And there was a girl there that, I don't think she'll ever see this, so I can say. She used to sell clothes, but the clothes were...
Not good.
They were Jag. Remember a name called Carl Carney? You won't remember. You're only a young man. There was a hip hop name called Carl Carney. Americans used to call it Carl Canai.
Yeah, can't remember.
It was like a K. It was like a big name, big hip hop. All the rappers used to wear it. If you see old Biggie photos and Tupac photos, you see them. He was one of the first black designers, cloth fashion designers, Carl Canai. But we used to call it Carney. We always turn it. We call everything something else, don't we? Anyway, she used to sell fake stuff.
Primani Kanani.
She used to sell fake stuff in the basement of the Palace. We were down there and it was just, I thought, you know what? At the time I was working shifts, so I knew I had daytime free. So I used to do my job overnight. I used to run the shop every day.
There we go. This is what I'm saying, lad.
And
I just want to bring this back once again, right? No, I just want to bring it back because you're talking about being lucky. That doesn't sound like luck, bro.
No, do you know what I
mean? You're working all day in a record shop and then you're working all night on your job.
Bro, sometimes I would work all night, go to shop in the day, go DJing at night, wake up in the morning, and go to work.
Yeah. Decent mentality.
You know what I mean? And it's and I always say to people as well, you know, not everyone's gonna make it professionally as an artist, but you can still enjoy being an artist. While supplementing your income with something else. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I've got to be this or that. Do you know what I mean? You can sometimes balance it. At some point, people are going to make a choice. Because you can't do both.
No.
So if someone, back in the day, people used to hand you big checks that make that decision for you. And now it's not like that.
No, it's not.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a cruel old game.
But it's never been so good for UK, but that's a different story, you know.
As an artist, I make all my money from writing. I write for other people. So I'm a writer.
So that's where you get your...
That's where I get my
artistry money from.
So I write for bands. If anyone's watching, I write for bands.
Oh really?
I write for singers. I write for rappers. Some well-known rappers as well.
Wow. Name some.
I can't. Ghostwriter, bro. That's the whole point. And the funniest thing is as well, you see them on Instagram. Check the new lyrics. Check that. I wrote them. Wow. But yeah, like you say, as you said, streaming now. Not good. It's like 14 plays as a penny on Spotify. You got to stream 1 million plays to get £1,000.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
But you know what? I know what you're saying, but at the same time, back in the day when we could sell records, the margin was bigger and you could make more potentially, but the cut that you made of that pie of a record selling was tiny, and you were the last to get it.
That's if you signed to a record company.
Whereas now. You can, if you've got full ownership of your music, and you'll know this better than me, but if you've got full ownership of your music, the what's coming back might be smaller, but most of it is yours. So you've got to look at different ways.
Well, it depends on what level that the artist is on, because some of these artists are, I don't know, they've got to pay for the studio, they've got to pay the music in, so by the time they actually sell anything, they don't make any money. It's actually a minus, you know what I mean? But let's move on. You're a writer, you wrote for some blogs, some magazines.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a writer, sorry. But I have written for magazines. Again, that's just come from my love of
music.
And the whole journalistic media side of things. So, you know, I used to buy every magazine that was out. I used to read every article that was out, watch every show that was out. I used to listen to radio non-stop. So I've always had that interest in the presenting and writing side of it. I used to, you know, I'd read articles from start to finish. So back in the day, or sometimes when someone asks me to do a bit of writing, I don't mind getting involved because I know, you know, I've got the skills to be able to write a decent piece, especially if it's a review of music, because I can listen to the music and give a good reflection on.
You've got to have patience as well with doing that, because I got given an opportunity. I won't say which magazine it was, but I kind of knocked it on the head after like a month. It's a lot of work, you know. Yeah, I know.
Writing's a lot of work because it's such a throwaway thing, and you can sit down for hours writing a great article,
and it not even get published. And
not even that, even it gets published. If it's in a magazine or a weekly journal, it's gone. So people pick it up and it's in a bin. But there's loads of skills that people can adopt that I've learned. But I'm not going to get too much into writing. I've got enough on my plate at the moment.
Let's talk about Liverpool City and the L100 radio. So this thing, L100, shout out the L100.
All the L100.
Started years ago.
Yeah.
And what radio station was it at?
So I was on Whittle Radio. I think it was 7 Waves at the time.
Yeah, 7 Waves.
It was on 7 Waves. So on my show, I used to play everything from Drake to J Live. It was like a mixed show. So it was, you know, a lot of, I play Kanye West, I play Rihanna, I play Beyonce, I play De La Soul. It was a mixed show, brand new music. But then what I used to do is that
all urban.
Yeah. Then what I'll do is that at one section of the show, we'd call it the L100.
Yeah.
You'll find this with me. I say we sometimes when it's basically just me. But so we used to have a section called the L100. Actually, you know, my wife, big up to Gina as well, because my wife used to help me a lot on that radio station. She was one of the best.
They
best
always
producers.
do that. They always do.
She used to handle the social media. She had it down to a T. So I had a section on the show called the L100, and we'd play 3 tracks from Liverpool artists. Because at the time, as you know, Liverpool artists weren't getting on radio.
Was there a reason why it was only 3?
Because I had 2 hours.
Was it the fact that you didn't want to deter people away and you were introducing it, weaning it in?
I'm playing brand new music from artists that people haven't heard of.
Yeah. You don't want to do too much because it's turning people off.
And because the show's got to still have that appeal of having the hitters in there. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, for a radio show, you've got to take care of the people who are your subscribers,
not
listeners. The subscribers, you
listeners.
Know, the people who give you the music, distributors who give you that music for free, expecting you to play it, and also giving you opportunities on the back of that. So you've got to put them first. So you've got to keep the show current, you've got to keep the show popular. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to create a little 15-minute section where I play Liverpool music from Liverpool artists only. I tell the listeners a little bit about them, tell them where to find them on social media. Sometimes get them in on the show and talk to them. Anyway, when I left them, because they still owe me a little bit of money, but we'll get to that. When I left them...
We're coming, and we're sending the debt collectors, they're coming in.
You'll get down here.
He's signing the contract, right? At the big condo debt recovery firm.
Don't get twisted. I wasn't going to be tied to the Seychelles with that money, but it's still, you know, money's money. But anyway, so when I left them, luckily, because Chrissy from KCC was like, always every couple of months was like, when are you going to come over to us? When are you going to come over to us? But I was happy where I was at Middle at the time because the facilities there were great.
If I can remember, they were good.
It was just a nice little, and I was the only show on there that done that music. But when I went over to KCC, they had 3 or 4 shows that done urban music, and it was a nice thing that went over when they moved into their new offices, which was nice. So, but I thought they've already got 3 or 4 shows that do urban music, and their playlist, daily playlist, was incredible. Like it was like almost like listening to an urban radio show half the time, because they'd play Chance the Rapper, they'd play whoever was out at the time.
No, but who were the presenters?
At the time,
you're Mark Johnston.
Mark Johnstone was on there. I think Zeke had a show on there at the time. Tizzle had a show on there. So it was all, you know, it was all people my peers who had shows on there, who were doing good, you know, good work. So I thought, I wonder if there's a chance of doing a 2-hour show of just L100. And at first I was like, and I was thinking, well, people. But then I thought back to when Extra first came out, when Extra first came out 20 years ago, and so obviously over the years their content was mainly Jay-Z, Kanye, Rick Ross, but they used to have a show called Homegrown, where they'd play 2 hours of UK music, and at the time people were like, really? Are you gonna entertain people for 2 hours with just UK music when there's so much American music banding about? And now we listen to One Extra now. What you hear? 85%, maybe 90% UK. 90% UK on One Extra.
Yeah, you know why, don't you? Dude, American artists have gone not that good anymore.
No, I think no, but I mean, there's still artists that are doing super well in America. I just think that the presence of UK music on more radio stations that were national. So obviously, if you lived in London, you were cool. You had Rinse, you had this, you had that. So if you could just turn your dial and find any UK urban station in London. But then once you went past Watford, you weren't getting anything. You had to listen to whatever was in your local area, which wasn't much. Maybe one show a week that you had to catch at that time. There was no listen back. But I think because One Extra's been so strong with that, and other stations have jumped on board, trust me, I've been into music for a long time, and I've been involved in music on a local level for a long time, but there's never been a better time for UK urban music, ever.
Than now. No, it's the best time.
Ever. And that is because, so that's what I'm saying, I know I can't directly link that to L100, but what I'm saying is that when I thought, can I do a 2-hour show, just Liverpool artists? And you know what happened? When I started doing it, Liverpool artists stepped up even more.
And started to send them
more. Because it wasn't just, I might get a chance on how many plays 3 records a week. It was like,
there's a chance of me getting played now.
Played every week if it's good enough. Do you know what I mean? And for those artists whose music was maybe just below that good level, I could still give them a little bit of airtime.
Opportunity.
Because they had 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, so the first time will be like live.
Yeah.
Sound live. I could never do it live, which was another bit of a thing. And the second hour would be mainly like a mixed show.
Yeah.
But from that, obviously, we get a shout then, one extra, saying,
Come
DJ
down.
Target, he's got a show, he wants a Liverpool takeover for 1 hour.
Sick.
He wants MCs to come down. So I'm just looking, okay, 70 BPM rappers, 140 BPM rappers, grime rappers, where are you?
Yeah.
And we went down, 10 of us, to one extra's, obviously, to headquarters in a broadcasting house a couple of years ago. And for the whole hour, they just shelled, and I was just like, that's one of my proudest L100 moments.
Yeah.
Because the setting was right, we rehearsed right. Because you know me, a lot of people who watch L100 things, they probably think, oh, they just turned up and grabbed the mic. Not because it does it, because it looks, it just flows, and that's because I get people together beforehand, as you know.
Yeah.
But then since then, like I mentioned before, with the Mob Deep, I've got the L100 on there. You know, I've got L100 on the Red Manager, and obviously recently with
Sugar Hill Gang.
You guys.
Yeah.
That is one of my most enjoyable L100 shows. That kid.
Why?
It's just the energy.
Because of Fallon Gooden, crazy guy.
Big up VV Good X. No, the energy of it was great. Like I'm part from No Faking was saying, he said you got the music spot on because it brought the energy, because it was an old school crowd.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And boy, you guys had a crowd there.
Yeah. It was.
You know,
it was really good.
The crowd was just up with it.
Yeah, I was very appreciative.
Do you know what I
of the
mean?
opportunity.
You've seen you bust two moves as well.
It
got you.
Yeah, it did, lad.
So L100 is, I probably didn't explain fully what it is. It's basically a radio show and a concept, and it is just about, the criteria is, if you're from Liverpool and Merseyside, and don't get me wrong, surrounding areas will get it by as well. But that's the criteria. So if you're the hottest artist from Manchester, you've got no links with Liverpool. The L100 can't
help you. Can't do anything for you. Yeah.
Because you're not L100.
Well, it makes sense.
Do you know
to
what I
be
mean?
honest, like if I'm gonna be honest, right? Like I've been in the business side of the game for a while, and this city books a lot of artists from outside the city to bring them here, but the other cities don't book artists from the city to bring them out. That's an issue.
That's down to profile, isn't it? You've got to, even for artists we bring in, you know, you've got to have a profile. You've got to have. If I've promoted events, so I know that the more you spend on a quality artist, the more tickets you're going to sell.
Yeah.
It's it's basic.
Sometimes it doesn't work like that though.
So you could have
seen that first time.
Yeah. We've experienced that as well. Do you know what I mean? That's why my time in promotion was pretty short, because I don't like to lose.
I get like that. What about John O's single launch stuff? That's coming on.
That's coming up, 26th, Friday 26th, at the Zanzibar, which is another iconic place. I think that's the first place I spoke to you.
Oh my god.
How can you have your phone on?
That's going to be
you know what? I've heard it pinging 3 times and I thought, he's going to turn it off in a minute. And he just, maybe he just didn't hear it.
No, I heard it. I was trying to ignore it.
Yeah, Zanzibar. I think that was the first place I spoke to you. And I can remember. And the Zanzibar, we done a lot of shows there back in the day. We used to have a show called Fat Skills that we done there way back in the day. So it's nice to be going back there and doing this for John O, who fully deserves it, because his stuff at the moment, his new project, Risk and Reward, is fire. It's just the collabos on there with obviously their kid Jeopardy and Big O, and I think it's only Jeopardy and Big O that are on there, to be honest. But I went out on the bike the other day and that's just have a listen to the album. That's been the thing that I do now. Go out on the bike. I don't leave the car. Get out on the bike and just have a listen to people's albums.
Ride away and listen away.
Just listen to it. And so that's on the 26th. Beyond that, Bridget on. Jamie Broad, big up Jamie Broad, he's on. I'll tell you who else is on in a minute. Let me have a quick look. Jamie Broad. Go on, you ask me another question and I'll find out who's on this.
Right. I always ask this to everyone, on the Shakedown, right? And it's basically, you know, what struggles have you been through in life and come through to show people who could be potentially watching this, like, hey, I'm in that same situation.
Yeah.
Is that how I get through it?
Do you know what? I suppose it's. I mean, I've been again. This time I have been lucky, and like I said before, because I've always worked. Because so, from whether it be rapping or certainly DJing, I'm not totally reliant on it.
Yeah.
So I can take over. I don't have to think. Oh, I need to do this. I need to. Don't get me wrong. I'll play for the crowd and I'll be as accessible as I can be. But I've never. You know, I don't rely on it. I'm gonna get paid.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you know what I mean? In a job that pays me decent and
yeah.
that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So for me, I can approach DJing, but luckily that because I am professional and I approach it professionally, and I do listen to look at the crowd, I do listen to the crowd, and I do play for the crowd.
Yeah.
I get a chance to do both.
Yeah.
I have 2 jobs. You know what I mean? So I work and I'm self-employed. So struggles. I mean, we've all struggled. Don't get me wrong. You know, I was brought up struggling, but from the time that I could fend for myself, you know, like everyone had them overdraft years that everyone's got. You know what I mean? You know, where you live with your overdraft and shit like that, and you know, let the lights go off, lecky goes off. You're like, oh shit, maybe I can just ride this out in the morning and things like that.
Do you know
back in the day, but now, I mean, it hasn't been like that for a long time. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah. So on a struggle wise, no, it hasn't really been that. I suppose the biggest thing really is that there's a little bit of untapped potential that down the line I might look back and think, I wonder if I had done that.
Yeah. Regret.
But I know a lot of MCs, certainly MCs from back in the day that, you know, aren't as comfortable now. I know a lot of people who were DJs that didn't work out because they might have left the job and thought, this is me.
Yeah.
At the same time, I know recording artists and DJs who said, this ain't me, and not 9 to 5, and gone off and done incredibly well.
The wrong thing and whatever.
Do you mean?
Yeah.
They've done incredibly well. I've sort of trod the path in the middle, and I'm lucky. Do you know what I mean? I'm lucky. I'm financially.
I said this before, and you've just said again. You're not lucky. You work hard, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I've worked hard so that.
Pretty much your whole life, you've had 2 jobs. That's what I found out from this interview.
What's that?
Pretty much the whole of your life you've had 2 jobs.
Time, yeah.
So when you're going to work and you're DJing, or you're going to work and you've got a record store, oh my god, someone really
Isn't there a sound off? What kind of phone is that?
That is a iTunes. Oh no, it's an iPhone, sorry.
An iTunes phone. That's why, you know what? No wonder he can't even switch it off. He doesn't even know what the thing is called.
But anyway, it should be enough. I don't even know how to switch it off. Right, new phone syndrome. But I just want to say it's been a pleasure.
No, it's been good, man.
To have you on the show. I did one of my favourite interviews on the show so far.
Because you never had to say much. I just chatted the whole.
Pretty much, but the good thing about being the interviewer is you ask the question and then you shut up and let the interviewee answer the questions.
Well, as you know, because I do radio, this is different for me. I'm normally the one asking the questions, as you said before. So it's nice to be able to
get on, express yourself. What are your socials for anyone that wants to follow up on anything?
Everything. Big up to Dono as well on the camera. Everything is just at DJ 2 Kind, and that's with the number 2. So DJ 2 Kind with the number 2, and that is Insta. That is on my Facebook page and Snapchat. Although my Snapchat game is because I'm not of that age. Insta and Twitter, you know, Twitter's a bit of a mad thing now, isn't it?
It's just DJ 2 Kind though, isn't it?
And again, everything is DJ 2 Kind. Everything for artists who are watching who do music, and you do music and wanna interested in submitting music to the L100 radio show, because we didn't really get into that. The L100 radio show that I do now is once a month. It's on Melodic Distraction. It's the 3rd Tuesday of every month. It's live streamed, so you can watch it as well as listen to it live. Then you can go back and listen to it afterwards. We have an hour show of Liverpool only and Merseyside only urban music. Now I'm down to an hour. I'm going to say the bar's being raised now, and you know, we want people to, but at the same time, by all means, send me music, because I don't mind giving you that feedback and saying this is good or this is not so good or this is what you need to do more. you know, because I've been around music a long time, so I feel like I've got a good opinion to give back, and I know what, you know, I've got a good idea when a tune's good or when a tune needs a bit of work. So I'll always give good feedback. I always give feedback. And obviously, if you want to check me on a weekly, DJ wise, I'm at Inc. every Saturday. And just go on to my socials because you know, DJ wise, I'm out there a lot. And also big up to Hannah Lynch as well, who's an up and coming DJ, who's like my daughter, who's seems to be getting more bookings than me recently.
That's what you want, isn't it? Hey.
So as long as I get my 20%.
It's also like father. Hey.
But listen, but thanks, and
Yeah,
the whole thing that you do
pleasure.
here is condo is incredible. And it's the first time I've been to the whole setup, and it's good. And just keep doing your thing, and you know, together we'll make people know what Liverpool's about, don't we? And you have to sort that bone out for there.
Go on.
Alright.
Right. Just the end of the interview. Sorry about the phone keep ringing. I'm going to answer that call now. Okay. Well, peace out. Shakedown. DJ Too Kind. Royzy Rothschild. Condor Online. Peace.